Hello everyone, welcome to the new video of the Opening Disasters series. Today we will be looking at the game between Schlechter and Perlis, played in Karlsbad in 1911. Schlechter was white and he opened with d4. The reply was d5, and after c4, c6 we have a Slav defense. Knight f3 and knight f6 were played, and now white played a modest move, e2, e3. This allows black c8 bishop to be developed to f5. Why did I say this? Because if we go one move back, imagine that white have played here knight c3. Then developing this guy to the f5 square would be a mistake, because the knight is here and putting this pressure on d5, and I will just show you how that works. White can take on d5, and if black takes with a pawn, then a typical move is queen b3, attacking the b7 pawn, and at the same time putting pressure here, so the queen cannot go to c7 or c8, and if the queen goes to b6, then white can just win a pawn. He can take here, and if black takes on b3, white has the intermediate move, and the in-between move, and with the check. So after all this, he's just a clear pawn up, and with a great position. But okay, since white didn't play knight c3, but e3, black took the opportunity and developed the bishop on f5. White played queen b3 anyway, but this is not now a dangerous move, because now black can play queen to b6. And here it's not so dangerous anymore, because there is no pressure on d5. Also, it would not be a great idea for white to take this queen, because in that case, after queen takes, pawn takes, and a few more captures, even though black has double pawns, they make a compact mass. These three guys together, they control so many squares and they can hardly be attacked. So this would be good for black. Instead, white took on d5, and black decided to exchange queens and mess up white's pawns on the queen side. Here, these pawns, they are a little bit weak, because they don't have another pawn here on c3 to make this compact mass. But there is a downside of this exchange for black, and an upside for white. That is that this guy is now into play without even making a move. And here, a normal move would be to take on d5, for example, with an equal position. But black decided to exchange on b1 first. And he thought, okay, maybe white will take, he will take the pawn, and since these pawns are doubled, he's getting more close to an endgame, and maybe somehow he will try to take advantage of the weakness in white's pawn structure. But white had a surprise for him, and that is pawn takes pawn. And here, at the moment, black is a piece up, but white is threatening to capture on b7 and make a queen. So what black did, he made a really bad move, although it's not so clear that it is bad. He tried to save the piece, and at the same time he protects against taking on b7, because now if you take on b7, the bishop is covering that square. Also, if you push the pawn, the knight can just go up, and the c8 square is defended by the rook. So if you promote, that's pointless. Instead of playing the bishop there, he should just have captured the pawn, and after rook takes bishop, white is a pawn up, plus he has a bishop pair, so probably he has a strategically won position, but still it had to be played. But instead, black chose this move, thinking, okay, now I'm just a piece up, I'm defending against this guy, and I'm winning. But it is white's turn to move, and he played rook takes a7, a brilliant move. The idea of this move is, of course, the rook is hanging, so he has to take, but now this rook is no longer defending the 8th rank, and after a simple move like c7, there is a problem. The pawn is threatening to make a queen, and at the same time it is threatening to capture the knight and make a queen. And black can stop only one of these two threats. He cannot stop both. For example, he can go king d7, but then white just makes a queen. Or he can remove the knight, but then the pawn promotes. And therefore, after c7, black just resigned. That was it for this episode of Opening Disasters. I hope you learned something, and see you soon.